Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Sarvani Ideas Quest. So now in this video, I'll be stating part 2 of our question, tell me about yourself. In previous video, I have clearly given some customized information on the point. So adding to that, the most important key points to be considered. So while you're answering to this question, those key points will be stated in this video. Okay, by the end of the video, I'll be promising you, sure you'll be gonna walk out away with the exact formula presented by yourself. That means your confidence levels will be increased to that extent by your words itself, not by my words. Okay, so that is how I prepare you by this video. So to state these key points, firstly I'm going to give you from hiring manager perspective to the employer perspective. That means from your sense to your interview calculations on you, what is the best response to your question for your interviewer. Fine. So now firstly, always make this point, you never get a second chance to make a first impression, right? So usually your hiring manager makes up his mind in the first 3 minutes during the interview. This is what the first point you have to catch up in every interview. Now moving with the key points, the first key point is do not include your life story. So when you're asked with the questions, tell me about yourself, here they're not actually asking about your whole life story. They're not actually asking about your parents or your background, your pet names, etc. whatever. So what they are actually asking is what you are bringing to the table. That stays, what value could you bring to the company, or what problems can you solve for the company. That is what they are asking. So never go with your life story or with your personal things. This is what your first point. Now moving to the second point. Your second point is be yourself. You just have to feel it's simply like a coffee date. You are just going to know each other. So make sure that you present your best self. Okay, actually this is the time to make your mini stories of your achievements and accomplishments. Fine, like your strengths, success and your situation. Okay, so second point, be yourself. Now moving with the third point. Now getting to your third point, no long nor too short. Now your answer shouldn't be too long. Okay, it have to be done in just 120 to 150 seconds. Carry up this. So 2 to 2.5 minutes is the time you have to complete. It is not more than that. Okay, so minimum to minimum it has to be at least 90 seconds to keep your points, not below 90 seconds again. Okay, just note all these points where interviewer was not satisfied and not clearly answered by his question. Okay, so don't lose your first impression by him. Now moving with the fourth point. And the fourth point is your pitch of voice. While you are talking, your pitch of voice must be very good. It should be audible clearly. It shouldn't be very high, it shouldn't be very low. Here you shouldn't give the chance to your interviewer like come again. Okay, it should be audible very clearly, where you have to completely avoid this because it raises your inconvenience to continue your answer, right? That is what the main point. And your voice, your body language, your face must have to reflect your confidence. This is what the second point in this, must have to reflect your confidence. Along with this, your verbal and non-verbal communication is also much important, so be careful about that. Next, we'll be going to the next point. Now dealing with the fifth point, be balanced. Maintaining a balance between being too elaborative and being abrupt. So we have to maintain the balance between these two things. Now telling something out of your resume which always reflects how better you can perform in terms of your practical aspects also. That means which also says your good practice, right? Now in this point, actually what the thing is, you have to avoid sounding so pompous by your words. Okay, why? Because using superlatives like I'm the best, I can do, that means you have to sound confident, that's it, but you shouldn't sound superlative. I'm the best among all these applicants. So they doesn't only show your arrogance, that directly makes a point to your interviewer you to be directly ignored. Fine, now let's move with the sixth point. Getting with the sixth point, no stress, no nervousness. Here first aspect we have to remain is calm and confident. You are asking about yourself in your introduction, right? So who knows more better about yourself than you? This is what the main point. So you need to remain confident, and that makes you sure that you have to maintain a professional touch to your intro and a smile on your face that avoids showing your nervousness even you are nervous, right? Now let's move with next point. Now concluding with the final point, weakness. From my side, I completely say to avoid this point weakness. Don't state your point weakness as an important point like all the things till now you're mentioning. Okay, even when you come across it with the situation, state some of your weaknesses again. Okay, so then you have to convey like, I don't think so this particular point makes my weakness, and even sure I can still manage my works yet. So this is how you have to sound proud even with your weaknesses. Okay, here it is the time where you don't have to stress on your weakness. You just have to convert your weakness as your strength. Because if you clearly mention your weakness, it gives an idea to your interviewer, like, oh yeah, this particular candidate can't manage up to the things, right? And this also gives a negative opinion by yourself to your interviewer, right? By saying this point, it leads a raise to your nervousness also. Why? Because you think like, oh shit, I started saying this point, but how does it make the sense on me by him? Can he clearly understand my point or not? So this is how you start thinking. You can't give proper conclusion to your answer also. You may miss your final words to conclude, right? So this is what all the things I want to convey. I just have done with my work, and still with a clear customized information with your tell me about yourself question. I have mentioned very clear in my previous video, so please watch that if you till watched it yet. You may get a proper answer for your question, and I'm sure